Ladies and gentlemen, this is Reaction. This is every single Warhammer 40k faction explained, part 1 of part 2, I guess. Yeah, this is the second video I'm making of this part 1 because it's hour long. This is the channel Bricky, obviously. I reacted to first portion of this, I guess. Imperium of Man, the Emperor, and Imperial Guard, I guess. Imperium Guards are, basically more of your simple soldiers, right? But fighting in such a number that they are, I guess, powerful in that sense. Emperor being some form of a king who was, I guess, psyker, who can manipulate dimensions, I guess. And among them, there's a chaos dimensions, which has certain gods, 3 gods, which manipulated Emperor's sons, right? And half of them at least, and created this war. And that war basically made sure that the Emperor is now just, a rotting carcass, which you have to sacrifice 1,000 souls a day to keep him alive and make sure that interstellar travel is still possible. So I guess we're going to see now the Angels of Death, right? Warhammer 40k is a really deep lore because the more I see about it, right, the more it's just so deep. Because the first faction that he mentioned is so awesome because it's damn simple. The weapons are simple, armors are simple, but they are outnumbering. That makes them really powerful. So, the thought that goes through with it is just awesome. So let's watch one. And lots of people also told me in the comments like how Bricky kind of misses things here and there, but this is the best thing you have for just 2-hour explanation of the entire thing. And people also recommended me lots of videos, so I guess I'm going to react to that as well because I love a large vast lore, right? I love Elder Scrolls for that same reason. I love SCP. Obviously I haven't reacted to all SCP, I only did some of them, but yeah, I like to react to Warhammer because there has been lots of times where people told me like Warhammer 40k has deep lore. I never touched on it until recently, I guess. So yeah, let's watch it.
The Angels of Death are up next. Space Marines are genetically engineered super soldiers and superhumans. They're given extra organs, their skin tissue is toughened, their bones are stronger, they're taller than the average
super soldiers.
They're pretty massive people, and these are the specialized super soldiers that carry out a lot of the more specific tasks for the Imperium. And there's tons of legions of them. In fact, there's one per Primarch. Each Primarch, the Emperor's son, as I mentioned before, oversees their legion of Space Marines. The genetic upgrade they get is based on the genes of said Primarch. It's something called a gene seed. That's what brings them up to this like superhuman level. As stated, each Primarch has their own legion. Robot Girly Man has the Ultramarines, Jagatai Khan has the White Scars, Rogel Dorn has the Imperial Fists, Corvus Corax has the Raven Guard, and there's a whole bunch of others.
Okay, Jagatai Khan, why are their names so different? Aren't this all the sons of one emperor? Why did he name them differently? I guess, because he sent them to rule different worlds, not colonize, right? I said colonize and people corrected me that they didn't colonize, but they ruled over certain worlds and conquered it. So emperor sent them to conquer and rule certain worlds. So maybe depending on what kind of people lives there, that's how their name is, I guess. Jagatai Khan different. Otherwise, why would be so much of a different and diverse name like that if they all come from one emperor? And it's really fun to see how Space Marines will have different type of qualities because their quality comes from the genes of their, I guess, Primarch, the leader.
Side sections that are also extremely interesting and have a little bit more of a twist on the average Space Marines, which we will discuss in a bit. Humorously enough, I don't have a whole lot to say about Space Marines. They're superhumanly fast. In fact, it's been said that nothing that large should move that quick. These men in power armor moving at blazing fast speeds, their reflexes are faster, their skin is tougher. They are overall just extremely powerful soldiers. In fact, where they differ comes down to which Space Marine Legion we're talking about. For instance, the Ultramarines done by Robot Gilliman are the main blue boys, strong in almost every way, the jack of all trades kind of group that are a little bit too strong, and that's a lore problem, but the White Scars by Jagatai Khan are all about speed freaks, go fast. We're talking attack bikes, we're talking land speeders.
Is that because Jagatai Khan is like that? Because, his gene is passed among them. That's what gives them this kind of ability, right? So I guess if you see what legions are what and what qualities they have. You can trace that back to their Primarch, like how their Primarch would be, I guess. And in a Astartes video that I reacted, this all the power, those were Space Marines, huh?
You want to go in quick, you want to hit them hard, you want them to be swarming around like buzzflies. Buzz saws. With the speed of buzz saws. Fuck you, Pale King. Salamanders love fire. Fire in the forge, fire in battle. Flamers, melta-guns, multi-meltas. Just so long as something can be burning, that's big. And they're also actually some of the nicest of the Space Marines. A lot of Space Marines have this kind of like holier-than-thou thing because of their genetic strength. However, the Salamanders tend to put human lives above the lives of themselves, which is actually rather rare. They're also all black, but not like just regular black, like 2 a.m. line at a White Castle black. Like they have a charcoal, dark, ashy exterior and blazing red eyes. Apparently something about living on their home planet of Nocturne, which I don't know if that makes much sense, but who cares? This is like fantasy land anyway.
Yeah, this is gonna be easier for me to remember. Green armor, charcoal face, red glowing eyes. These are the people who apparently have certain code that they made sure that even they'll sacrifice themselves for the human lives, apparently.
Overall, Salamanders are actually one of my personal favorite legions because they're just really cool. They're fun to play as because of all their flamer weapons, and they have a nice, like, more heartwarming lore as opposed to being super evil like everyone else is. Oh my god, we're not even a quarter of the way through the Space Marine legions. Imperial Fists believe in the power of the siege and defensive positions. Raven Guards, master of stealth and sabotage while having bird
Looks
helmets.
like that.
Iron Hands, masters of machines and vehicles while being really goddamn good at being sold on eBay after one nerf. Space Wolves, Vikings and wolves and tons of wolves and axes, battle axes, fur everywhere. Space Wolves, angry, big teeth, Blood Angels, the genetic defect to make them want to drink blood and go crazy called the Red Thirst. They have Cupid wings and stuff, which is strange, and they are all super gay for Sanguinius. Dark Angels are old school knights and inner circle theme and...
Are you a heretic?
Me? No, never. Once in the blue moon, I know.
Death Watch, a fancy-pantsy anti-Xenos group that nobody plays because Death Watch, and they look cool though, but no one plays them. I don't know about Death Watch. They're there though. Black Templars, for the people who, if you haven't prayed at least 3 times a day, you're gonna start praying out that airlock. And I'm sure there's some other chapters I may have missed as well, like Crimson Fists and stuff. But those are the main ones right here. Here, quote.
God, I'm imagining, you know, the Elder Scrolls Skyrim or any, you start and there is a character build-up menu, you choose different races. Imagine you're Space Marine and choosing different Space Marine. Obviously, there is plus and minus point to everything, but you choose how you play your character. And it's like Elder Scrolls, right? This whole game of Warhammer 40k, probably multiple planets, with some kind of a plot line that is pretty important, like I don't know, like how Emperor's sons fought and created this war with the Chaos Guard. Some like that massive scale war is happening too, or something like that. And in this Warhammer 40k lore, obviously it's going to be hard to pin down because it's such a deep lore. Developers would probably have to put way too much effort into it. But imagine that, but we are, like I said, one of the Space Marines, because why would be just simple common soldiers? That doesn't make sense. So yeah, elite soldiers, Space Marines, but we have to choose which faction we are from, and I guess world shapes based on that. You have, this is an RPG, action RPG. God, that would be so good.
From the Emperor himself. They shall be my finest warriors, these men who give of themselves to me. Like clay I shall mold them, and in the furnace of war I shall forge them. They shall be of iron will and steely sinew. In great armor I shall clad them, and with the mightiest weapons shall they be armed. They will be untouched by plague or disease, no sickness shall blight them. They shall have such tactics, strategies, and machines that no foe will best them in battle. They are my bulwark against the terror. They are my defenders of humanity. They are my Space Marines, and they shall know no fear. And on the tabletop, they fuck. Oh, they fuck hard. As of making this video, Space Marines are...
Emperor, how about you loosen up Space Marine a bit, but give your Imperium Guards a bit better equipment and weapon. Not too much, but just a bit of upgrade, rather than having some basic weapons.
Laughably strong. That might change at some point, but overall, Space Marines just have it's like a Swiss Army knife a tool for anything you need, except it's like a gold-plated Swiss Army knife. It is extremely strong. If you are actually getting into the tabletop of Warhammer, Space Marines are a great start. Also, whatever gameplay style you have, whether you want to be sit back with long range and heavy weaponry, go fast and run in, or even just full melee, all of these options are totally there for you. Space Marines are super badass, but unfortunately, it's time we start praying to our new god, the 2011 Honda Civic.
So is it any
What?
wonder people are afraid
Adeptus
of
mechanicus.
Technology! The Adeptus mechanicus. The Adeptus mechanicus are a technophile cult on Mars. Now, these people are a little bit weird because they don't actually really believe in the Emperor of Mankind. And you might think, oh, whoa.
Heresy.
That sounds like some heresy.
Yeah.
A little bit. They believe in the Emperor, they believe in his power, but they don't pray to him. They pray to something called the Omnissiah. And the Omnissiah is this kind of machine god that they believe permeates in all machines.
Yeah, but still
and
heresy.
If you think, well, wait a minute, they believe in a different god as well? That sounds like super heresy.
Yeah.
Well, yes-ish, but they also make all your guns, and they make all your tanks, and they make everything that you have, so you can't really tell them to fuck off?
Oh god, the way he said it, it was so epic. Yeah, it's super heresy, but they also make every shit that you need, basically. So what you're gonna do? It's like China, that is the situation today, right? With the USA, China, and all other countries. Yeah, you hate what China's doing in China, but yeah, they make every shit you need. I can imagine, one of these, Martian people basically walking in that temple that they created for the Emperor, walking inside that temple and just saying, yeah, Emperor is really powerful, is really strong, he's just badass, interstellar tower and everything, but he's no god. Everybody just and just stares at them, and he just looks around and like, you're not gonna do shit, are you? Because you all are my bitches.
Because you're not gonna win nothing if you don't got stuff to shoot people with. See, their Omnissiah at least makes sense from their standpoint. They believe it to be a deity that permeates through all machines. Your Honda Civic, your standard bolt gun, your Dune Strider Walker, your giant mechs, your huge ships. The Omnissiah is
Everything
through all. And the only reason your stuff works is because the machine's spirit in it says it works. If you want your gun to work, your tank to run, you must pray to it. And I mean full stop. You need to start chanting in high Gothic. You need to burn incense. You need to sit on your knees and pray to that car. You need to rub oil on your robes, and you need to go, ahomina, homina, 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 homina. Full stop. If you want your damn thing to work, if you want...
Okay, I don't want to pause too much. People sometimes say that. But is this just what they believe in, or is this actually true? Right? Like, if people don't pray about that equipment, does that equipment fail? But if they pray, the equipment just stays pristine. Did people test it out, or is it just something that those people believe in? Is it reality, or they just believe in that shit?
Want your gun to fire, you need to do that. They are very bizarre, and they actually have a bit of a point because it's obviously working. And if you look at them, I don't know how that works. So they obviously know something about what they're doing. The most notable member of the Adeptus mechanicus is Archmagos, whatever, Belisarius Call. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Yeah.
Look at this shit. There is some kind of a siren type of thing. There's some kind of a Tesla coils type thing is working there. God damn. I mean, people say take things, very loosely about Bricky, but I don't know. I guess I'm going to take his word because I have no other alternative right now. So probably this shit works, right? The praying is working. So there is a God for all this equipment. So God of equipment exists. I guess they are not just believing in something like that. So probably one of the dimensions there is a God, I guess. Like how there are chaos gods, some gods who basically make your equipment work too. I like that because I'm remembering all these things, I guess, based on the already lores that I know of, like how there is lores of Fallout, there's lores of Elder Scrolls, like how in Elder Scrolls there are Daedras and Aedras. So I'm picturing like that, like there are Chaos Guards in dimensions, there are in certain dimensions there could be guards that are also, make sure that your equipment is pristine, they pray to that probably, who knows. And the super soldiers remain like, the super mutants type of thing. They were made to be stronger, faster and things like that. I don't know. I know it's not something to compare with, but it's easier for me to, I guess, remember and understand.
This is the group we're talking about. These are these weirdos. Here, the Omnissiah Creed. The credo, Omnissiah. There is no truth in flesh, only betrayal. There is no strength in flesh, only weakness. There is no constancy in flesh, only decay. There is no certainty in flesh, but death.
That is
flesh
true.
is weakness, flesh is death. The Omnissiah is the god of the machines, and if you wish to be whole, if you wish to be holy, if you wish to give unto him, you must saw down your limbs and remove your organs and replace them with mechanical parts, because that is what he wants, and that is how you will become enlightened. Hard technophiles mixed with religious extremism. Adeptus mechanicus. Now for their army side of things, they are with the Scutari. The Scutari operate with very bizarre weaponry and lots of different kinds of vehicles, tanks, and different people.
A railgun.
They're very weird, but they have extremely wacky and enjoyable, and in fact quite effective both in the real game and in the lore, weaponry and gear. Overall, as an army on the tabletop, they're very weird and have a whole bunch of different shenanigans, but if you like kind of that quirky, wacky techno thing, I'd give them a pickup. Hell, they're so paranoid, I gotta keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it and they go into battle. Yep. The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about...
What? That just went over my head. What the hell was he talking about there?
Keep going. They're so paranoid and crazy. These Dune Striders you see right here, one guy was able to make them work. One guy, and he died. And they're so scared they'll never work again that they keep them on and they never turn them off, and they run around in a circle the whole time until they need them, and then they corral it and they go into battle.
Oh.
Yep.
So this equipment right here, the guy who was making them, I guess, making them work, died. So they are paranoid that it might not start up again. So they don't shut it off. They keep it on all the time and make sure it runs in circles. And then they take it and go to battle whenever they need it. Damn, that detail is so awesome.
The Adeptus Mechanicus. Now, if you want to talk about faith, though, let's talk about the Sisters of Battle.
A simp has fallen for an eagle in Lego City.
The Sisters of Battle of the Adeptus Sororitas, if that's how I pronounce it correctly, is an all-female group of battle sisters going through the ecclesiarchy section of the Imperium. The ecclesiarchy is, of course, the church. This is, imagine a private army of the church, which is scary.
So basically how there was killer nuns in that Hitman series, kind of like that. They are part of the church, but they also have to defend the faith of the church, something like that.
And it is. The sisters are an extremely zealotous force, and they take this to a full extreme. They believe in three main things: faith, martyrdom, and fire. Through the Bolter, the Flamer, and the Melta, the Sisters of Battle are extremely potent at taking out chaos and heretics. Mainly heretics, because as they are a fighting section of the Ecclesiarchy Church, that's the big thing they want to kill. Any form of heretic will face the Emperor's justice through those three main weapons, the Bolter, the Flamer, and the Melta, and they will do so with extreme prejudice.
Damn.
Literally. They are the closest things we have to nuns in space. And I'm talking hardcore nuns. They carry holy fire on their backs. They have holy books and sigils all across their armor. Their main battle tank is a fucking pipe organ missile launcher. They have small babies that they have removed their brain capacity to make them little servant cherubs to fly around and give them ammunition and shit.
Oh. There comes the grimdark part of that. Ah, that detail, that small detail right there. They take the small babies, remove their brain or something, make them this kind of a husk that just helps them. That's how they look. Oh god. I mean, yeah, he just started the video saying that they sacrifice 1,000 souls a day for the emperor. So why is this too much, right? I mean, when you say grimdark and lots of people just get sacrificed like that, I mean, shit like this is expected, I guess, but still.
They drop churches from low orbit as mini drop pods onto battles. They drop churches into battles, and they blare war hymns and holy music from their frigates in low atmosphere
and funny.
Shower holy water across the battlefield. These are the people you are dealing with, and they're fucking awesome. They can
But wait a minute. Isn't Emperor just a powerful guy who didn't want it to be God, but ironically just became God? So how does this holy water and everything works? But I guess there's a debate there that maybe Emperor is a god because everybody thinks of him as a god, and after all this shit and after sacrificing so much soul, he became a god. So that's why holy water and all this nuns things is actually working. Otherwise it's just something that they pretend to do without otherwise having an actual effect. But I think, Emperor did become a god, even though he probably didn't want to after doing everything else. And that's why all these things is working.
Literally stave off demons on the tabletop because their faith is that strong. Remember the warp, the demons from the warp? Well, the warp also manifests in your mind. All of your emotions, negative and positive, go through the warp. It's the immaterium, the place of all things. So if you are that mentally fortified, that mentally strong, you can stave off horrifying demons. And all these girls, oh, not a crack in that mental armor. Now, as much as a meme as they are, and as much as their models look a lot like Ongo Gabloglian, yeah, which I can't unsee anymore, I gotta say, I love their design.
Seriously, I mean, if this is true, right? If warp also, resides in your brain, your thought and everything, but if you're strong here, you can make sure the warp stays away and all the demons and everything you can fight them because of that, because you're strong here. And these nuns are, right? And they are really, fanatic like that. Like they believe in the church and emperor so much that they would literally go into any length to do anything to, I guess, defeat the enemy, heretics, demons. I guess they are, special holy force, right? But it actually works.
I think they're extremely cool. They're another army that I'm currently collecting. They just released a whole new line of figures very recently, and they look wonderful. Everything from Celestine, the living, literally undying saint, from the triumph of Saint Catherine, which is literally a funeral procession as a model, those organ tanks I mentioned earlier. This shit is the most over-the-top badassery in a lot of the Warhammer universe, and goddamn it, is it over the top.
So what would happen if, those super soldiers, right? They go against this right here, these nuns. I mean, first of all, the super soldiers are really OP, like he said, right? They are game-breakingly OP. So are they more powerful than the nuns, or they are really specific? Like they fight battles and armies, sure. But when it comes to demons and things like that, these nuns are more powerful. Is that it?
But Sisters of Battle are so cool. While I'm a guardsman at heart, oh, this is such a cool faction. By Bolter Shell, Flamer Burst, and Melta Blast, the mutant, the heretic, and the traitor alike are cleansed of their sin of existence. So it has been for 5 millennia, so shall it be until the end of time. And speaking of burning demons.
I can see!
The Grey Knights are the first army I actually collected back in 7th edition. The Grey Knights are a super secretive and much more old school look at power armored knights, except they are all psychers. All of them have that crazy space magic magician shit. For every 100...
They are psychers like the Emperor? Obviously the Emperor would be more powerful, more powerful psyker, but they are psychers, so wouldn't that automatically make them really powerful already because they are psychers, they can manipulate that warp dimension?
1,000 guardsmen, there's one Grey Knight. For every 10,000 Sisters of Battle, there's one Grey Knight. For every 1,000 Space Marines, there's one Grey Knight.
I guess they are powerful than all of them because they literally lead them. One of them, I guess. They are literally, special powerful forces.
Grey Knights are the strongest of the strong, both in mental will and absolute just strength. These are Space Marines that are all high-level psychers, all of them able to specifically do one goal, and that is kill demons. The Emperor believed that the demons of chaos were the #1 threat to the Imperium, and he probably is right. However, this group is entirely based on doing that through a myriad of tactics. Coming from the planet, or I guess the moon of Titan in the Sol system, the Grey Knights are thrown through extremely rigorous training and are as clear of mind and soul as they possibly can be.
I love how they put actually effort into it. It's not like they come from some different dimension. No, they come from some part of Earth. No, fuck that. They come from Titan. And then those mechanical, those guys over there come from Mars. I like how they're putting in details. So, I talked, said about the game that somebody should make, AAA game, where it starts as a Space Marine or something. And that, what if the arc also has, like, eventually by doing certain things, as, I don't know, making an exemption or something, you eventually can become a psyker like the Grey Knights. Oh, that would be so good.
The demons of the warp are the warp, and your mind projects to the warp, people can go insane very fast, especially lower level psychers. These Grey Knights need to be able to harness the warp in the presence of demons and stay perfectly sane. One of their characters, one of my favorite characters, is named Castellan Crow. He has a demon blade, the black blade of Mahamahama, and he has to have it on him because it tempts everyone nearby, constantly beckoning them. Use my power, use my strength, suck my penis, whatever the possibility. And so he has to keep it on him all the time as this thing whispers to him consistently. And he has to stave it off forever, being alone in his chambers or on the battlefield, because anyone who gets too close to it might be tempted a little too hard. He is that pure of heart and mind, and all.
God damn, so it's like Lord of the Rings ring, right? And in Elder Scrolls there was a sword that makes it, basically tells you to do stuff, right? One of the Daedric swords. It's like that.
The characters in the Grey Knights are basically like that. The only issue is that the Grey Knights have a scorched earth policy, more ways than one. If they're fighting demons, demons corrupt and make people crazy. So if I'm a guardsman and I'm fighting demons and the Grey Knights arrive and they kill all the demons, I'm a risk.
Oh!
So guess who's not making it out of there? On the tabletop, they're very strike fast, strike hard kind of people.
So Grey Knights are not everybody like fighting like, I guess Imperium Guard or whatever, whoever is fighting on the battlefield. Oh, look at this, Grey Knights are, oh shit, I guess we're gonna die too.
They teleport all around the place. They are fast strike groups, small amounts of models because they're so dang strong. You only have so many characters, but with it, you get in there, you're very tough, very tanky, you hit really hard, and you try to bounce around the battlefield quickly, but you don't have numbers, and so every dead Grey Knight hits really damn hard. They're fun, though, if you like that kind of fast-striking kind of army. Oh, and also, Caldor Drago is a thing. We're not even going to get into Caldor Drago. All right, that is, oh my goodness gracious. I am the hammer. I am the mail about his fist. I am the spear in his hand. Though we are lost, I am the shield on his arm. I am the flight of his arrows. I am the hammer. I am the sword. I am the shield. I am a soldier at the battle at the end of time. Grey Knights are pretty hardcore.
Damn.
They are as holy as you can get for a Space Marine. If you like Space Marines and you want to, think they're holy enough, you want to be holier, Grey Knights. And you want to be holier and big. Let's talk Imperial Knights.
Oh, there's also Imperial Knights. God damn. Alright, again, we reached the 30-minute mark. That's it, I guess, for now. God. This is just... this was so good. This part that I did was so good because I learned about those Martian people who basically entire this emperor and his everybody, I guess, entire empire basically relies on them for equipment, A to Z, everything. Any equipment, any mechanical equipment, they deliver. So they can openly just say, we don't believe you as a god, we believe this other god, god of machines. And in this kind of a strong religious, strong empire where anybody heretic basically dies, they can't do shit about it because they rely on them, right? So they personally probably hate them. Like, holy shit, how do they not accept our emperor as the god? But I guess we need my gun and I guess armor and shit. Otherwise, what are we going to do? That is so good. That small detail is so good. And then there are nuns who basically badass nuns, right? And they are so mentally strong that they can fight off demons without getting corrupted. Then, Grey Knights, right? What was that name? Grey Knights? Yeah, the Grey Knights, who are space marines, those badass space marines that we just saw. Space marine alone are way too overpowering, but they are even more powerful than that. So among thousands of space marine, there's only one Grey Knight, but he's so badass, right? These Grey Knights are so badass, but lower tier Grey Knights who are psychers basically has a chance to get corrupted because demons and the psychers being manipulating warp. If you're not strong enough, demons can basically corrupt your mind. So you have to be really powerful psyker to, I guess, be badass at that area, I guess. That small detail is also awesome. Damn, I'm loving this so far, Warhammer 40k. I thought I'm going to have a hard time understanding this, at least, watching it first. But since I know about some other lores too, and I'm finding some similarities, it's easier to understand where everything is going so far. So far, I understood everything like this. So I hope after finishing both of these parts, Bricky, I'll remember and understand everything. And even then, people are telling me this is just basic stuff. There are other channels and videos that goes even more in depth. I guess I'm going to tackle that too. Fuck it. If I'm starting this, I'm going to finish Warhammer 40k in detail. I don't care how long it takes. Alright people, if you liked this reaction, I guess, don't forget to like and subscribe so I know if I should react to more Warhammer 40k videos or what. And you'll be supporting my channel, I guess. Check out the reaction today. There's a link in the description. Check out the cards for different playlists, everything in cards. And yeah, I'll see you next time.